Hello. Hey, Lilia, how are you?
I'm trying to do home quickly but safely.
We're going to record it too and send it out. So if you miss anything, we'll let you know. We'll give everybody a few minutes. So
Okay.
actually, yeah, I'm going to go take care of something. I'll be right back. Okay, thank you.
All right. Well, good afternoon. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for joining us as we go through the California Dream for All program. So I'm going to mute you so it doesn't echo. Okay, great. Great. Well, my name is Kenny Bergman, loan officer here, part of Sunny Aguilera's team, and I'm going to start off with some exciting news about the Dream for All program. Today, we did get an email announcing that the portal, let's see where, that the portal is going to be opening up. They're going to start accepting applications for the Dream for All, the shared appreciation loan on February 24th, 2026. Applicants will apply for the Dream for All through the registration portal, and CalHFA anticipates a large demand of applicants. Usually it exceeds the funding, and it will be randomized selection process to select Dream for All applications. And so once selected, applicants will have about 90 days to shop for a home, execute a purchase contract, and have a CalHFA approval lender reserve their loan through the CalHFA's mortgage access system. And so again, the portal is going to open up on February 24th. We will accept applications until 5 p.m. March 16th, 2026. And I want to show you guys the portal. We're going to provide you with all this information as well. But real quickly, if I can get to it, there we go. Right here is where our clients are going to apply once they, one, get approved by a lender like us. They're going to create their account, and then they're going to come in here, follow a few steps, pretty simple process, and submit their application. So next, let me unmute Sunny. Here we go.
Hello, everybody.
There you go. We can hear you now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Sonny Aguilera, preferred loan officer for CalHFA for many years. I just kind of want to go over the meat and potatoes of what you should know and what your client should know about trying to get this approval letter, especially through us. So, this being like the third round of Drink for All, we've kind of learned how to expedite this process and to simplify it for people. Um, you know, we don't want to make it a burden for folks to try to get a letter from us. So we're keeping it pretty simple. We want them to do our application. We only want to really see one pay stub, okay? Because we don't know if you're going to get the lottery or not. If you do get selected, that's when we will get all your documentation to give you a full valid approval. Because the main point is you need an approval letter to get into the lottery. So, so we just want to try to help and give as many people a chance as possible. So, for example, say if your credit score doesn't meet the criteria at this current time, but you have the potential to be at the scores that are required within a month or two, then we will consider giving you your approval letter for that. If you have intermittent job history, we'll consider that letter too, depending on how long you've been at your current job. Okay. And to be honest, approval amounts really don't matter because when they issue the voucher is good up to $150,000. So as long as somebody is working, or we can validate that they do work and that they have income, and we can substantiate, and they have a credit score to do so, we'll give them the letter to enter the lottery. Okay. So, some people teeter on whether or not they make too much money. So bonus income and RSU can or cannot be considered depending on how it's paid out. We will look at that for people. And, a lot of Bay Area clients, are concerned about them making too much money. So we just ask them to apply with us, to talk to us, to send us their income docs, and we can make the determination of whether or not they do. But the main thing is we want to try to approve and get as many people this opportunity as possible. So we try to make it easy, just limiting it to one pay stub so that way people can feel a little bit better about the fact that it's not as a daunting task to try to get this letter, that it's just something simple, 5 minutes, upload something, we review it real quick, boom, here you go. Okay. Now, we do want to talk about the main qualifying points of the Dream for All because this is very important. Each borrower must be considered a first-time home buyer. And by definition, that's 3 years of not owning a home. Okay. They can be either a U.S. citizen or a national citizen of the United States or a qualified alien. Okay. But they cannot be DACA or they cannot be ITIN holders. These, unfortunately, will not be eligible for this program. Okay. At least one borrower must be first-generation home buyer and be a current California resident. Sorry. There are home buyer education classes that you have to take, and there are 2 of them for the Dream for All. One is the standard CalHFA course, which you could take at eHome America or any HUD-approved housing counseling agency. The second being the specific 1-hour California Dream for All, which you take online, and we provided the website for you. In order to successfully close out your transaction, you have to have both of these completed. Now, to be eligible for the lottery, do you have to complete both of these? No, you don't. Okay. But if you are selected and you do get a voucher, we highly recommend at that time you register and take these classes. So you get them out the way and they're done. Because if you wait too long, sometimes there's a long waiting lag time and it could delay your closing. All right. So, very important. The most important thing about this is meeting the first generational homebuyer requirements. So first-time homebuyer by definition, to qualify for the shared appreciation loan, all borrowers must reside in the home and must meet the definition of a first-time homebuyer. First-time homebuyer is defined as a person who has not had an ownership interest in any principal residence or resided in a home owned by a spouse during the past 3 years. Now, where this gets tricky is the first generational part. So to qualify for the shared appreciation loan, at least one borrower must meet the definition of a first-generation homebuyer. Determination of first-generation homebuyer status includes first-generation homebuyer is defined as a homebuyer who has not been on title, held an ownership interest, or have been named on a mortgage to a home on a permanent foundation and own land in the United States in the last 7 years, and to the best of the homebuyer's knowledge, whose parents, biological and adoptive, do not have any present ownership interest in a home in the United States, or if they are passed away, did not own any ownership interest at the time of death in the United States, would be eligible. Or any individual who has at any time been placed in foster care or institutional care, type out of residential home care, um, those people will be eligible. Okay, so one word of advice is to make sure that whoever meets the first generation homebuyer requirement, if it's only one, say, of three people, that person needs to be on the application first. And I will let Art Sanchez take it away from there.
Oh, there we go. Hey, everybody. So, like Sonny was saying, the person who is the first generation home buyer must be the one to take the home buyer courses. Mobile homes in parks, chapels, condos that are TIC status are not allowed. 5% of the dream for all can be used for closing. Borrowers cannot be added or removed from title of the property until DFA is repaid. If this occurs, the DFA will then become due and payable.
Great. Well, that looks like it's the end of the meat and potatoes of the program. Did anyone have any questions that we could answer for you about the program, about anything that we really just went over, anything that needs to be clarified? Feel free to unmute or type in the chat if you'd like as well.
Hello, everyone. This is Kenneth Crosby. I do have a question in regards to the credit score. What is the minimum credit score for a borrower to take advantage of this program?
Yeah, so the minimum credit score for the program is 680. And for those borrowers who potentially might be under 680 or somewhere around it, we still encourage them to apply because, we still have, potentially some time prior to the lottery opening up to get them to the scores that they need to get to. Same thing with clients who are maybe just under 700. They're looking for a back end of around 50%. There's things we can do with their credit to help them raise it potentially. So we'd obviously like to see that and help them out any way to, see if we can get them to be able to apply.
All right, thanks.
Of course.
Hey, do you know when we will get a response from the ballot?
Now, that's a great question. Sonny, do you remember last year about how long after they closed the portal it took them to give a response? Because it felt like it was a month or so because they do have to vet and go through all the applicants to make sure that they actually meet the requirements of the program. So I know that took, I think, a month, right, Sonny?
It was about 3 to 4 weeks. And what happens is you'll get a notification via email like the night before or the night of, letting you know that you've been selected. And then we get an email the next day saying the vouchers are out. So yeah, it's about 3 to 4 weeks.
Got it. And so when we apply, we have to give our email, and we will hear from it directly from them, and not through you, right?
Yeah, so they'll notify you. We'll obviously give you the letter. You go in the portal, you upload your information, and you register for the lottery, and then they will notify you. You just have to check your email, and then if we start getting texts or calls, everybody that has applied with us, we're going to reach out to them. We're going to text them, hey, check your portal. We're going to do our diligence to make sure that you don't miss this opportunity. Unfortunately, we had a lady this year who was on the waiting list, and she got accepted for it, and she never checked the phone message or email message, and she missed out on her opportunity. So
Gotcha.
hopefully
And
she'll be applying again.
Gotcha. And the portal to apply and see the results, is it that link you have on screen?
Yes, that's the link.
So it will be the dreamforallvoucher.org. Right now, what we have, I have it on screen here. It would probably be, I think they're going to update it once it's actually open, but this will be the link. Just type in California Dream for All, Google, or CalHFA, and then you can find the portal. If not, we can always get that to you.
Got it. Do you know if, I know the registration states it will open in Feb 24. Is there any sense of like first come, first serve type thing, or like, anytime within, and make sure you just get yourself in the ballot, and it's going to be, just a random ballot at the end. Yeah.
Exactly. It's going to be a lottery. So, whether you're the first person or the last one, you have the same chance. But we do recommend to get set up early. That way you're all ready to go. That way when the portal opens, you're able to just get it done and essentially wait for it to close and wait for the results.
Sounds good. And do you know when the registration opens, will we get like some sort of notification that it has opened and it has details on the link to click, the updated link, I mean, or how do we check?
Yeah, so we send a lot of updates regarding when the portal opens, how to access it. So that's something we can get you, but also, put February 24th on your calendar. That way you can, you're all set, you're all ready to go. But we'll send plenty of updates on where to go, what to do. We'll do a lot of videos like we have in the past, guiding you in the right direction.
Sounds good. And to make sure that I'm part of the update chain, do I click on that link that you have there on screen and sign up in case?
So what I'll have you do just to make sure is type your email in the chat, and then I'll make sure that you're on our list to get all the videos and all the things we send out. You should probably already be on it. The fact that you got the link to this Zoom, you should be on it, but I'll just double check and make sure. So just type your email and maybe your phone number, and then I'll make sure that you get all the updates you need.
Sounds good. Thank you. I actually got this through a mutual friend who's also interested. So that's why I was kind of worried that I might not be in the email link. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Send your information. I'll make sure that you're in there and that you're getting everything that we have. Because, essentially once we get it, we are, spreading the word. So.
Sounds good. Is there an email that I can send my contact over just in case,
Yeah. Here, let me type something in the chat right now. And then if you can send something there, we'll have your information there too. Let's see, give me a second. Right. Anybody have any other questions, concerns regarding the program?
Hi, Kenny. This is Karen Farley. Thank you for doing this. Just to clarify, so borrowers have to meet the income limits or be under the income limits by county, but you can have more than one borrower as long as combined their income doesn't exceed that limit. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
And a lot of times with borrowers, sometimes they'll look at the income limits and be like, well, looking at, what I make a year, I don't think I'm going to qualify for the county I want. And, we always request that they come talk to us. A lot of times that there's income that they get that we can't count. The underwriter is not going to count. Essentially, we might not have to count. And that could be the difference of them being over a county or being under, and being able to qualify for where they want. So, we always like to have them apply. That way, we can see their income and then really make our determination there.
Gotcha. And then as long as one of them is a first generation home buyer, then they can both qualify. Is that right?
Yes. So that's the rule. Everyone has to be a first time home buyer, but only one borrower has to be first generational.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you so much for the clarification.
Of course.
Any other questions, anybody? No? Okay, so we're going to share this information to you, send it over to you, share the Zoom as well. Please make sure to share it with your clients. You have our link, just send them over, have them apply. We're trying to do everything within a 24-hour turn time. So if they apply over the weekend, for example, we should be able to get back to you by Monday. Everything looks good. We'll send an approval letter, email it over, signed, dated, and then when February 24th comes, they'll be able to enter the portal. So, if that's it, then thank you everybody for joining us today. And we look forward to helping your clients, with this great opportunity again, and looking forward to helping them put it into a home.
Thank you, Sonny. Thank you, Kenny.
Take care. Thanks again.
Have
Bye-bye.
a great weekend.
Have a good weekend, everybody.